We are well and truly into pre-season now after Leeds took on Monaco in York. But how did the friendly go and what lessons could we learn? One of the most informative parts of the match was announcing the squad beforehand. The first 11 saw Ilan Meslier and Crescencio Somerville involved, and there were some people that were oddly missing. Meslier and Somerville are two players who are reportedly looking for moves in the summer, and them being in the squad indicates that they might be happy to stick around and just claim their spot in the starting 11. That would be incredible for Leeds United this season, as they can both have a massive impact in the Championship. Whilst the players that were there told one story, those that were missing told another. There weren't too many players that were away. There was Tyler Adams, who is reportedly still coming back from a hamstring surgery. That's understandable. But one player that I think could be leaving on the back of this is Jack Harrison. Now, he was rumoured to be going in January. He had a medical at Leicester, but then we went down, and it's quite hard to see a world in which he sticks around. Him not being in this squad and not being in the squad for the last friendly against Manchester United indicates to me that Jack Harrison is probably gone. One more missing player was Max Wuber. I'm not too worried about him because in our behind closed doors friendly against Barnsley, in which we reportedly won 9-1, he was said to have been wearing the captain's armband, so it's probably just an injury issue. And then it came to the match itself, and there was even more to learn. One of the things to note was the role of Ampadu, not as a centre-back, but as a midfielder. That was a little bit complex. I sort of assumed he'd be a centre-back. Everyone did, because we lost two centre-backs. But he seemed to slot into that defensive midfield role where you normally see Tyler Adams really well. He tried to take control. His passing was quite good. He was a little bit metronomic. Could be interesting seeing him drift between that spot and centre-back as the season goes on and our needs change. Also interesting towards the back of the pitch was the role of the fullbacks. They sort of played in a inverted role. They played very central and pushed quite high up the pitch. I think this was to give us a little sort of defensive solidity and make sure that no one could push us through the middle and hit on the counter-attack with some through balls. That meant that people tried to go wide, which it didn't do too well because we've got quite pacey wingers on both sides. They're happy to drop back, especially Dan James. It's a pretty interesting approach. It might not even be on purpose because Hjelde and Luke Ayling can both also play as centre-backs, but if it continues when we've got new signings, could be something to pay attention to. The way we attacked in the first half was also very interesting. It was a very free and liberated way of going forwards. You had your three behind the centre forwards of Jorginho Rutter, all happy to create opportunities in interesting ways, very short, tippy-tappy passing at points, long balls over the top sometimes, one of which reached Dan James in a dangerous position. It's quite good because it lets your intelligent and skilled players think out what they're going to do rather than just sort of follow a system of be very, very narrow like we saw under Jesse Marsh. It's something interesting that will get the most out of our wingers. And that was effectively it for the first half. It was a good half for Leeds. It'll do as pre-season goes. Sorry if I missed any big insights, by the way. I've been basically filming as I'm watching because of time constraints. The penalty was the penalty. It's Willy Gnonto defending. He came on at half-time, played on the right-hand side, which I thought was interesting. He was cutting inside and using his left quite often. That was quite fun. Conceding the penalty wasn't. The goal going in wasn't, but that's just going to happen. Someone that did impress me in the second half was Archie Gray, however. He was really good at sort of ball retention and passing it along. He's really deft with his feet, and hopefully he can keep that going into the Championship. This is against Monaco, who are undoubtedly a good side, so I can see him doing quite well in the second division. Unfortunately, one thing we do seem to have missing at the moment is a little bit of defensive organisation, but then again, this is friendlies and the defence is always changing with different players and structures. That's something that will come with coaching, which will come with more time under Farke. Hopefully. In summary, the attack is good, the attack is promising. A little bit of end product will be nice, but apparently we're looking for that in the transfer window. The defence, there's a little bit of shakiness, a little bit of weakness, but again, that's something that will come with organisation and Farke sort of getting the group together and deciding on an 11 that can train together more. As a pre-season showing in its entirety, decent enough match against a really good opponent. Hopefully we can see more improvements in future matches, but it's a decent foundation. Hope you enjoyed and this was nice and informative. Comment if you've got anything to add in the comments. Drop a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe, ideally. See you later.